Hi, welcome to Newark at a Crossroads from the campus of NJIT. We're here at the Jim Wise Auditorium. We are pleased to be joined by Lata Reddy, who is the Vice President of Corporate Social Responsibility and President of the Prudential Foundation at Prudential. Good to see you, Lata.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
You know, you cannot talk about the city of Newark without talking about Prudential. Been here for, what, about 4 or 5 years?
More like 140.
Yeah, right? 140 years.
140.
And Prudential had options and could have left and stayed because?
Well, you know, we were founded here, and the city's been good to us. So we rose and fall with the times of the city, and we knew that because of what we benefited from the city, that we needed to give back. And so at critical moments in time, our leadership decided that it was important for us to stay and now to double down. So we've been here the entire time.
Yeah, when you talk about doubling down, there's a pretty big building.
Yes.
It's a $444 million project that's happening. The Prudential operation, the Prudential Tower, is going to add to the Newark skyline. It's going to be really important. But let's talk about the investment that you and your colleagues have been making in the city and the people, particularly the children. Talk about the children and the commitment Prudential has made to these children, getting them ready, not just for school, but for life.
That has been a big part of our work over the last 40-some years, and we've done it both at the systemic level, so working right with the city, with the school district, on how we can improve educational outcomes for all kids. And we've done that in ways that look at leadership issues. We've done that in wraparound holistic services, so right, how we can provide all the supports that kids need to be successful. And we do that to this day in different ways. We also bring to bear the distinct capabilities within our enterprise to support residents and children of Newark. And so we're actually planning an event for some high school students who are doing a week-long intensive program with the city that prepares them for college and their experiences there, and will prepare them to be successful in school and after. And so we are working with our staffing organization, our communications organization, and others to prepare kids with skills that they'll need to think about as they enter college and beyond.
You know, it's interesting, and in full disclosure, people who watch public broadcasting know that we're into disclosing. The foundation has been very supportive of a program we do called Stand and Deliver. The Caucus Educational Corporation primarily produces programming for PBS stations in the region, particularly WNET and NJTV, but the other part of what we do is leadership development, and we created a program 15 years ago called Stand and Deliver, teaches communication leadership skills for young people, disproportionately in the city of Newark, and Prudential Foundation has been a big supporter of that. When you look at young people in this city, what would you say the primary needs they have would be?
Well, it's a variety of supports. So a lot of it starts at home. And so having families who have the wherewithal to work with their, right, parents are kids' first teachers. So how can they support their students, their children at home? The other is making sure that the schools they're attending have the supports that they need, whether it's the resources to provide the services, right, the teachers in the classroom, everything starts there, the school leadership at the principal level, and so making sure that the quality of the professionals that the young people are interacting with are what we need to help improve the outcomes they're all looking for. The other piece of it is, again, the holistic supports. So how do we develop the skills that young people need to be not just successful in school, but successful in life?
You back up a little bit, because the Prudential Foundation not only supports individual nonprofits like ours that run programs that directly coach, train, mentor young people, but you support the schools themselves. You're very actively involved in the educational system. Make that clear to folks, because people would say, well, why would a corporation be directly involved in the educational system? Aren't they separate? You don't see it that way.
Well, we are separate from the system.
Well,
absolutely.
You're separate, but you're engaged.
Correct. We are fully engaged, and you know what we do is we get behind leadership. So we know that that's what makes the difference, right? We are a company of people of talent, right? We're a financial services company, and that's where we place our bet, is on the people that we employ. And so similarly, when we're looking to work with organizations or systems, we're looking for talent, and we're looking for vision and for strategy and execution. And so in that way, we know that you know, we can get behind leaders who are looking to move the needle. And so we as an institution feel that, you know, we have a responsibility, right? We have a set of capabilities, a set of resources. We are here in the city. We're part of the community. We want to help, you know, propel the city into the future and be everything that we know it can be. And so part of that is working with the education system and supporting what the leaders are trying to do there.
Yeah, the other thing is I was looking at some of the programs, and we were looking at some of the interesting things that you're involved in. And one of the things that struck me is that the Prudential Foundation supports a whole range of organizations, but one of the things that struck me is I'm sitting there going, you gave an example, and help me make sense of this. Mm-hmm. For example, a small coffee shop on Halsey Street may need help attracting customers. Because of the expertise Prudential employees here can help the owner put together a successful marketing strategy to attract new customers. That's the role of a corporation like Prudential?
Sure. So, Prudential and other corporations, right, we exist to serve society in many ways. And first and foremost, through the products that we put out for our customers. But, we also know that we have a real value proposition in terms of our whole chain of services, right, and expertise within the company. And so we like to bring that to bear on whatever we do. And Halsey Street is a great example. So with the decision to build the new tower, right, we are redeveloping 2 major tracts of land in the heart of downtown, right on Broad Street. So that in and of itself is a contribution to the city's development,
big.
Right? But we also know there's more we can do. And so we're trying to integrate the physical structure of the tower in a more seamless way into the community. And it gave us a chance to really look around and continue the work that we've been doing for decades, but really to build a continuum of support along the whole Halsey Street corridor. So starting at the south end of Broad Street and working our way down now to the north side of Broad Street, which is where our tower will be located, and looking at the businesses there and helping to support them and so that they can benefit from all the redevelopment that's happening.
I never even thought about that. So because Prudential has that degree of expertise internally, you go to these smaller businesses, they don't have a vice president of marketing, a vice president of this, strategic planning. You're saying that because you have those resources, you can be helpful to those around the Prudential Tower, which makes what goes on in the tower and ultimately in the city more successful.
Absolutely. We know that we can be the most impactful when we bring a multitude of resources to bear. So obviously we have financial resources and we do make grants through the Prudential Foundation, as you said. We also make other corporate contributions. But when we couple that with the expertise of our employees, and in this case, the marketing support that we have internally, we know that we can really have a much more sustainable, lasting impact.
It's interesting. Before I let you out of here, I've been asking people like Dr. Clement Price and Cammie Anderson, the superintendent of schools, and so many others. But I want to ask you from a corporate and social responsibility point of view from the corporate world, how optimistic people are about the future of the city as we are, in fact, at a crossroads here on the campus of NJIT. How optimistic are you about the future of the city of Newark?
I am very optimistic about the future of the city.
You're bullish because?
Because when you look around and you see all the assets we have in the city, right? The people, the places, we've got universities, we've got the port, we've got all sorts of transportation hubs here. There's no reason why we can't be as successful as the next city.
Totally confident.
Totally.
140 years in the city of Newark, Prudential, and cannot imagine where the city would be without Prudential. Thank you so much, Lata.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We're from the campus of NJIT. We're talking about Newark at the Crossroads. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato at NJIT has been provided by New Jersey Institute of Technology, Prudential Financial's Global Communications Department, Barnabas Health, TD Bank, Josh S. Weston, the Fidelco Group, and by PSE&G. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.